Welcome back to the county seat. We are discussing UCAP, which is an educational program that combines upper education, general advanced education with technical training to customize career paths, fast-track career paths for people specifically oriented in rural Utah. Is the collaboration hard to work with? I mean, you know, you've got collaboration of all these, we were talking about these entities, and, you know, is there resistance? Have you found any?
No, in fact, just the opposite. During the break, we were talking about a meeting that we were at the same meeting, and we brought business in, and we brought the Division of Workforce Services in, and I was there, and we just had representatives all around the table, and each of us gave a presentation, and we all had the same data and the same conclusions, and so we didn't have to guess whether or not this was the right thing to do. It was just how quickly can we enact what we know we need to do.
Great minds think alike. We were talking a little bit earlier about forecasting, and so when we left people in last break, how do you conquer the forecasting? Because to me that seems to be the hardest thing to do, is being able, I mean, it just seems like it's just a huge wheel that you're trying to turn to build a curriculum, even though you've already got a lot of the elements in place, and be able to forecast what you need to be training for 2 years down the road. How do you do it?
Well, I think there are two ways. One is listening to our advisory boards, and we really tried to strengthen our advisory boards. We want them to be people that are right in the industry, are forward-thinking in their industries, are looking 3 and 5 years down the road, then come back to us and say, okay, we're doing a really good job right now, but here's what's coming in specifics, in manufacturing, in mining, in energy. So I think that's one. But the other role kind of comes from the other side of the house, the Snow College side, is that I am encouraging, supporting, promoting my faculty, my trainers, to go visit other schools, other colleges, find out what they're doing. If we hear that the absolute best energy program is a school in another state, here's an airline ticket. Go talk to them. Find out what they're doing that we can do better.
You mentioned something during the break that I thought was very interesting, that when you were on your CTE committee, you actually had the chance to go see other industries. And you went to the coal mine, you mentioned a couple other places, the Intermountain Power. Kendall, does that help you in your business side to have that exposure? I know the joke was during the break, yeah, a guy that draws blood for a living, goes out to the coal mine, or goes, but does it help?
It really does, especially in my position with this committee, because you can see where this industrial technology program can go. You know, I had no idea IPP was as big as it is. You know, it's just huge.
Well, heck yeah, you can see it from the sand dunes.
You know, and one of the committee members was the CEO for Intermountain Power, and so he took us out there after our meeting, and we went out and we toured the whole complex. And they have their own machining people there. They have their own maintenance people. If something breaks, a part or a tool, they actually make it right there, you know, on site, or lots of them. They have bicycles that they ride around the complex because it's so big, you know, to be able to drop these parts off and take these things where they need to be. You know,
do you think they would have electric golf carts? I mean,
really?
It is a power plant out there.
You know, there's another service that this effort will do for our businesses that locate in rural Utah too, and that is certain people love rural Utah. There's a reason why they're there. They love the great outdoors. They love knowing their neighbors, and so if we can hire from young people that already have a love of that community, they're more likely to stay. So the retention issues that some companies might have, they're diminished significantly by being able to hire from the local pool.
And we've really found that, especially in the medical field, because a lot of times you'll bring in a doctor, or you'll bring in a nurse, or you'll bring in a technician, and their wife doesn't like it here because they're not close enough to a mall, you know, or things just, they don't like the small community because they've grown up somewhere else. And what I've found in my operation is it's a lot easier to hire local people. hire them and train them. We actually have a gal that's working for me now that's taking internet classes, to better her education. And that's kind of what we're talking about here, but she's a local person that will stay. And then we don't have to hire them, train them, and then watch them leave to go somewhere else.
Gary, can this program become so big that it becomes unmanageable?
I don't think so. I think we can manage it.
You can develop a program for it in UCAP, right?
That's right. One other point, if we have just another minute. We're also concerned as a college about the baccalaureate and master's program needs. And so what we're starting right now is something called Beyond Snow, where we want to help coordinate and facilitate people that can want to stay here and work here to be able to complete bachelor's degrees and master's here by asking other schools to bring them here. And we're going to put together a web page. So a person says, I'm interested in a 4-year degree because I need it. My boss says I need it, okay? But I don't want to leave. We want to work with those folks where they can look at our web page and say, okay, here's one that's available. And I can do this online. And I can stay here, keep my job, enjoy the area, love my family, not have to leave, not have to uproot. And if we find something on this matrix that isn't here, we're going to go look for that and try to get it here so that a person can complete the associate degrees here at Snow, but beyond Snow, they can continue their education.
Typically, does a program like that require something of Snow other than posting the availability of the course on the website? I mean, do you have to proctor or do any of those?
We may have to proctor. We'll probably have to provide library support, some technical support. We're willing to do that. We're willing to invite people to come in because that's another way that we can have local folks who want to stay here. They were born here. They were raised here. They want to stay here. And they know they got to get these degrees. They don't have to uproot and leave.
That's just kind of a phenomenal thought when you think about it from a rural lifestyle side. That's one of the toughest things that local people have.
The other thing to consider, too, how does this affect the Wasatch Front? The Wasatch Front has too much pollution, too much traffic, and yet our desire is to have more industry. And if there are ways to locate more of the heavy industry and then those supporting industries and the things that our communities need, the retail businesses, it benefits the Wasatch Front to have a healthy rural Utah.
Well, man, what a great sales job you just did there.
It's something I feel very strongly about, and I believe in.
Any last thoughts? Anything we haven't covered so far today?
I just talked to a good friend yesterday, and he's living in San Diego, and he said to me, I miss the mountains. I miss the people. And now he's trying to find a way to relocate. And if we can
give him Gary's number.
Yeah.
If we can allow those people to be able to come back, or better yet, to stay, then that's what we're after.
Well, this is great. Once again, let's go through the name of the program. Utah
Cluster Acceleration Program.
All right.
Snow College version.
That's the Snow College version. All right.
Central Utah version.
Central Utah version. Yep. And just for the record, your boundaries are right now at 6 counties: Wayne, Paiute, Sevier, San Pete, Millard, and Juab. But you're willing to take on new partners.
We certainly are. Absolutely.
All right. So there you go. If you're listening from Garfield County, Kane County,
Beaver County,
Tooele County,
San Juan County.
We'll
go there.
Yeah, see, they'll go anywhere. That's you're welcome to join us. Well, that's it for the county seat. Thank you for joining us. We'll look for you next week.